Little doggies.
Uh-oh.
What does that mean?
Yes. What is going on here? Welcome to Duke City Dog Talk. We're having Woof.
Woof is right.
I'm Lisa from Boofy's Best for Pets. I'm here with Jeff from Boofy's Best for Pets and Lindsay from K9 Resorts, and we have a very special episode of Blossom today.
All right. Very
Also,
special episode.
Yes.
Every
having a
single
very
one.
Yes, we're just going to talk about it right here at the beginning. Today is our last episode of Duke City Dog Talk on KKOB 96.3 News Radio KKOB, and I think Jerry's crying back there.
Yeah, I think he is.
I see some tears coming down. We're not sure if it's tears of sadness or joy.
Yeah.
No.
So
Overall.
what?
I'm excited for your new adventure.
Yeah.
Yes.
No more on the air, huh? What's going to happen? Where are we going to be?
I don't know. Where are we? I mean, that's the existential question we're always plagued by. Who are we and why are we here?
Well, we have a new identity, I guess. We are now going to be just podcasters, no longer radio superstars.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, we're kind of taking... I think we're following the trends of what's going on in the world. So we're focusing on
We're going to be
social media.
fully
Yeah.
digitized. We're just going to be, a random stream of ones and zeros. So, nothing has really changed in that regard.
That's all we've ever been.
Exactly.
I guess, I don't know, airwaves. If they're sending airwave frequencies, that's different.
That
than
is
ones and zeros.
different in technology, but
Yeah.
as a group, we've always been ones and zeros.
that's true.
Is that right?
I don't know. Are you a one or
We
a
are
zero?
digital
Jeff?
Yes,
digital
I am
constructs.
indeed.
You are both one and zero.
That's right.
I
I'm
like to think.
Schrodinger's binary digit.
I am so positive. I think I'm a one.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Should we do like a digital solo right now?
1-0-0-0-1-0-0-0-1-0-0-0-1-0-0-0-1-0-0-0-1.
Is that like SOS?
1-0-0-0-1.
Help? Was that help? Was that God Save the Queen? Or what was that?
Well, that was binary solo from the what
Flight
is
of the
song?
Conchords.
Flight of the
Oh,
Conchords,
I
the year
forgot about the Flight of the
2000.
Conchords. Wow.
The humans are dead
Yeah.
because
Humans
the
are
robots
dead.
have taken over, which is actually, on the cusp here.
Oh, we're so
That's right,
close.
that's right.
We're so close.
I think I saw a social media post of Chinese robots dancing. Now, I didn't check it to see if it was IA. It was just too scary. They were just like, they were rocking out.
They actually do have robots that
Dance.
yes,
dance, yeah.
yes, I've seen a couple of the videos, and they are
Okay.
legit.
You know,
robotic
here's a really
dancers.
good idea. You remember the show BattleBots, where people had like the little constructed little, cars on wheels.
They're still
and,
doing that at
all the cars are
robot
on wheels, but
competitions all the time.
But now we are so close to having fully life-size humanoid robots in death matches.
Yeah.
That's going to be so much fun.
Well,
I can't wait,
so
especially when the humans are involved too.
I
and we're all
understand-
exterminated by AI.
I understand from firsthand, secondhand, someone told me stories, but basically between the Russia and Ukraine is a demilitarized zone, and it's essentially robotic warfare primarily. So, drones and mechanical things, but not many people, because every time people go in, they get whacked.
They get droned.
Yeah. It's worse
Droned
than,
out of
it's worse than
existence.
droned.
It's probably like in a lot of futuristic speculative fiction when, you have just like the single champion battling another single champion so everybody else doesn't get involved. Or maybe you just like send in your own little avatar
Yeah,
to battle it
right,
out so
that's
you save all the resources and the people, but someone still gets to triumph, which...
It seems,
Well, when the GPT net becomes self-aware,
right,
that'll be the end of it.
GPT.
But you know what? There's some things that AI will never be able to replicate, and that is an actual loving pet, a dog
Amen.
or a cat.
Yeah,
and they will
Absolutely.
never be able to
Absolutely.
approximate that. I mean, that's why we're here, for the living pets.
For the love of dogs.
For the love of
right.
dogs.
For the love of dogs and pets. We'll be inclusive today.
I'm wearing my cat person
Yeah,
shirt, so
you are. So you
I'm
should.
wearing my
representing-
Weird Al sweatshirt.
Weird
so
Al
I'm
needs love,
representing
too.
I'm wearing my it's cold at my house jacket. I mean, we were up skiing up top this morning.
Nice,
It's a
very
little
nice.
new
Very
snow.
nice.
23 degrees. Plenty cold.
Mm-hmm.
makes you work. My dogs ran like crazy, had a big time. They love going up. They're hunting squirrels all the time, and there's not many.
Another experience that will never be replicated. Your dog's ability to chase squirrels.
Right. That's true. Who knows?
Yes.
They'll probably zap them in the future with little ray guns. The dogs will, but who knows? The robotic dogs will.
Robotic dogs. Where is the fun in that, though?
So we're going to be digitized, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna be online, and so we have a website. What's our website?
It'll be at dukecityDogTalk.com.
Nice. And we have we're gonna be on Spotify. Where are we gonna be there?
Don't know yet.
Okay.
We'll be on the platforms, but you'll be able to find out all the information at dukecityDogTalk.com. We'll be revamping. That website is on the way, so we'll have all the information, and hopefully we'll have some of our vintage shows from here available, because we've had some really great conversations with among ourselves, because we're so awesome, but also with a lot of our guests. I mean, we have had some really great informational conversations, and that has been so much fun.
So I had Julie at my place at K9 Resorts yesterday. Julie, our guest from last time.
Yeah.
She was, I want her to come in to teach my staff how to use smell to help the anxious dogs that we have, and also just to create a better environment. And so she's gonna kind of designing something for my pet tech staff, which would be really fun. More tools.
Well, that's what's really cool is, like, even though she works with like dogs that are extremely fearful or feral, I mean, still the basics are there for building a great relationship with your own dog and own pets.
Right.
And with
So
the
it's
information from last week,
conversation.
I've actually, on my walks with my dog, been paying a lot more attention to her sniffing and smelling things, and maybe giving her, a few more seconds here and there. I'm not bending down and checking the female
you're not checking
myself.
female?
No. She can do that. Yeah, she can respond.
You need her to
when she
translate
needs to.
anyway.
That's right.
That's pretty fun. So I have a really good question for us to tackle in a second segment.
Yes.
About itchy dogs. My brother's got a very real itchy dog situation that it would be common, I think, among here. And I have some experts to help us address
You do
this.
indeed.
Definitely talk about that. Some,
and then we got
good
some
information.
good breed stuff to review, like the quietest dogs, the quietest breeds. Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah, like Jeff on a good day, quiet.
Yes.
I said it. I saved Lisa. from saying it.
Bonus points for that one. That was good. That is a good way.
plus one.
You should have saved that for the very last segment, though. That's a good way to wrap it up.
We haven't told you it's going to be Rag on Jeff all the entire fourth
And we're
segment.
just getting started.
Yes, Jerry's already. He's hyped up.
Yeah.
But we need to take a break right now. We need to, we need to rest up too. We're going to need it all in that final segment. But give us a call at 505-243-3333. You can text us as well if you have any questions. Today is the day to get those final burning questions out of your system and into our show. So we'll talk with you in a few at Duke City Dog Talk on 96.3 News Radio KKOB.
Woof.
Welcome back to Duke City Dog Talk here on 96.3 News Radio KKOB. I'm Lisa. I'm here with Jeff and Lindsay, and we are winding down. Our existence here
winding
on
up for the wind down.
Winding up and winding down simultaneously, but
Yeah.
that's okay. We got a lot of stuff to cover today.
We do. We're going to start with the itchy dog issue. My
Okay.
brother has a red lab, a pup about a year old, with kind of a big itchy. I mean, the dog's just after himself all the time, clearly having some sort of allergic reaction, and kind of considering all the things he can address. So, what
Do you
would
know when the
guys say?
itchiness started?
I don't.
Okay.
So,
Sometimes that can give you a clue because,
Sure.
a lot of times, I mean, there's so many causes for being itchy. It can be diet, it can be environment, pollen and things like that. It could just be something as simple as dry skin. But
Right.
if it's something that is sort of consistent throughout the year, then you're looking at maybe it's not so much environmental necessarily. It could be the food. But if you see like a pattern, like it sort of ramps up in spring, that gives you a clue that perhaps it's an environmental allergies. But there are a lot of things that can contribute to that.
right. So, go ahead, Jeff.
So, Lisa, when someone comes into our stores and says, I have an itchy dog, what is the very first thing that we do?
We ask what they're feeding.
So,
That is mostly right. That is mostly right. Absolutely, what they're feeding is going to be a very, very significant
And it's
component. But the very first thing we do is we ask questions. Yes.
yes.
And we'll ask a lot of questions. We'll ask that question. We'll ask how old. We'll ask when did it start. We ask all sorts of things to try to help pinpoint what could be what's the more likely cause or contributing factors to the itching.
Sometimes it can even be down to behavior, like maybe something caused some itching in the past, and sometimes dogs just kind of get addicted to the itching and the scratching, and it may not
I
be
see,
anything.
yeah.
Anxiety.
Anxiety
Yes.
can do
Yeah.
it too, but it can be anything from living in a dry environment. It could be again food allergy, which is or a food intolerance, but also in the environment. It could be things blooming in the spring. It could be the cleaners you're using in the household. It could be the detergent that's on the beds when they get washed. So there's a lot of things you need to look at. So it is sort of a process of deduction, a lot of detective work, but there are a lot of things you can do to at least try to alleviate the symptoms while you are trying to figure out what the source of the problem is.
Let's talk about why nutrition matters for itching.
Yes.
What are the key things that we look for? If we're looking at a nutrition cause, the key things that we look for on an ingredient panel, first of all.
Well, the things we don't want to see there. You don't want to see corn. You don't want to see wheat. You don't want to see soy. You don't want to see,
There's a lot worse ingredients than that. But
Oh,
if you-
yes.
if you start out looking for those three and one more, and that is the word byproduct.
byproducts.
If you do not see any of those items on an ingredient panel, then you're getting a start on having a good quality product.
So avoid byproducts, corn, wheat, and soy. And is that
Yes.
because of GML in nature? We got a phone call.
No. I was going to say, so if you see byproduct, you should say byproduct.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. If byproducts are not nice things.
No.
And if you see like an unnamed meat, if it just says meat or animal digest, that's one of the worst. But yes, anything that's not identified, if they're not identifying, it's probably because you don't want to know what it is.
So it's
the question
it's
on-
intestines or some terrible part of the animal.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's a couple different levels of pet food. Some there's like feed grade and some is food grade, but there's a lot of stuff that can go into feed grade that it's basically things that are unfit for human consumption. The 4Ds, dead, dying, diseased, disabled meats.
Okay.
Downer cows, tumorous chickens, and things like that. So,
And then,
Wow.
unfortunately, there are standards in pet foods, and there are inspections for pet foods, but certainly not on the same level as inspections for human foods.
Right.
And so, corn, for example, when corn sits for a long time and it gets wet and it starts growing mold, the mold produces a toxin, the aflatoxins. Too much aflatoxins in a single meal can actually lead to death, like right away.
Wow.
But that's not what we usually see. But the grade of some of the grains that go into pet food is going to be much lower grade than what goes into human food. Oftentimes it's the rejected. And sometimes they're just not well inspected enough to find that like the amount of contaminants in the food is far too high even for pets.
Yeah, a lot of the mold contamination when the things are sitting in silos can be a source of allergen.
Silos, and I go hunt in Kansas.
yeah,
all,
you know.
you see piles. I mean, metric
Absolutely.
tons of grain stored outside in the open air. You know, it's getting snowed on, rained on, and all that stuff. You know, that's a less quality product by the time they're done with it. So it's yeah, that's a worrisome. Plus glyphosate, right?
Glyphosate, yes, they use that as a desiccant. It's not.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yes.
How do you conduct a harvest on a wheat field of 1,000 acres? You need to make sure it's all ready to harvest at the same time. How do you do that? You kill it all.
Yeah.
You
Glyphosate is
douse
not
it
just
with
the-
glyphosate, especially GMO Roundup Ready
Right.
products.
Yeah. So again, one of the things about being in the fields, cornfields used to have weeds and things like that. Now it's black soil because the corn's resistant to glyphosates, to Roundup, and so they kill everything.
Yeah.
And then, as you say, before they harvest the wheat, they kill it with glyphosate. So that's why we have such high numbers. I believe, you guys eat different diets. I eat a carnivore diet. I just avoid all those things completely. You know, the
other way to avoid it is to try to look for certified non-GMO or
Right.
organic products
Right.
in your own personal
Right.
food supply.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
That's what so let me tell you, my brother asked this question before he went to the vet, and the vet said for a young dog that 90% of the time it's food related. So he's changing to a non-GMO, fish-based, high quality.
Fish is good.
It's called marine-based, but high quality marine-based. I don't think it has any corn, wheat, or soy in it, because I feed it to my dog. Same brand, just different. It's out of Canada, which has stricter non-GMO policies than we do in the U.S.
Yeah, the Canadian foods are made to a much higher standard than they are generally here in the U.S. I mean, there are places that adhere to Canadian and European standards, which are even more stringent.
Yeah.
But by and large, it's a different game down here in the U.S.
So Lisa, switching from a unknown protein source to a fish-only protein source, what are your thoughts on that?
I think that can be good. I mean, a lot of times actual protein allergy can be a huge source of itching. You know, sometimes chicken's your biggest culprit for a variety of reasons, mainly just so much exposure to chicken in pet foods.
Right.
It's the most popular ones. And, if you eat the same thing over and over and over again, or as a dog or a pet, a lot of times you will, you're not getting enough variety in the diet to keep the immune system and the digestive system stimulated properly, and you'll often get food intolerances and allergies. But fish is good. It's a good alternative to try. It has the natural omega-3 content. I would also recommend your brother add in a fish oil supplement on top.
Right.
Again, there's so many benefits, especially for a younger dog, but skin and coat health is one of the main benefits of that, and that can kind of help keep the skin hydrated from the inside.
It's really important in this climate. It's so dry. We all need a little bit more fish oil.
We definitely need it here.
Yeah, he's in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
And so, yeah, but he definitely needs all of those things. So he's totally in. And I want to say, I've said this to you guys before. Since we've been discussing this on this, I changed my diet. My dogs now get fish oil, eggs regularly.
Eggs are great. Perfect protein.
Perfect protein. I add, I buy a high quality canned meat. Some of it I bought at your places, and then a digestive aid, especially for my old
Digestive
dog.
enzymes.
Yeah, he farts so bad.
Does it help?
Not yet. I'm
There's
hopeful.
other things we can do to help with that. Yeah.
Is there really?
Yeah. Oh,
What do you give
absolutely.
for farting dogs, Jeff? I got to hear
enzymes number one.
And enzymes.
Probiotics. And then
Yeah.
looking at the diet too.
Okay.
And there can be one or more ingredients that is causing it in your dog, but there can also be issues like too many calories in one meal. So we could look at a variety of different things to try to see what is causing the digestion to be a lot more gassy than average.
Yeah, it's painful. And he always wants to sit at my feet when watching TV. Or
Painful
something.
for you or for the dog?
Me. He loves it.
It can be worse than painful for dogs too.
Oh.
It can be like part of the cause of a bloat problem, or even worse in a large dog, a torsion problem that
Okay.
can be like a medical emergency.
Yeah, those torsions are. We've had one or two in my 4 years. Fortunately, we recognized it, got them to the vet right away, and you're
Yeah,
fine.
you don't have a lot of time
You
with
don't.
that
You'll
one.
get a couple 3 hours really
Yeah.
until they're dead. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I would say one other recommendation I would make for your brother's dog. I know that they're outside a lot. I would get some hypoallergenic wipes. And wipe the dog down. At the end of the day, just get some of the pollen and mites and anything like that they're picking up on the outside, in case there is like an external thing that's also contributing to the itchiness.
Juniper.
Juniper here.
Yeah,
oh
my
my
gosh.
goodness,
It's
these
bad
juniper
right now.
blooms are
Oh,
scary.
Yeah, but true here.
Minnesota.
Absolutely, it's not a
But
problem.
there's a
Yes,
ton of
Minnesota.
stuff in Minnesota.
Oh, there is.
growing.
It's just not yet. It's still winter there. And
So if he's having problems now, that's kind of an
Yeah.
indication that it may not necessarily be things growing outside.
Right.
But again, this could still be things within the environment, whether it's cleaners or you never know.
the dog's out running in the swamp, and there's a lot of things going on there. His dogs are out. So we have another question, and it's I don't know if we have time to start this next question.
Go for it.
Okay, we got time. We've got
All
a
right.
text. Yeah.
Go for it.
All right, so we had a question. Says someone sent in saying, "I see ads for plugins for keeping a pet from peeing in the house. Do they work?" Now they make such things for cats and dogs, sort of calming things, but we're gonna assume that it's a dog issue here. So
right.
there's a few things that we can.
Well, first of all, what are those plugins typically?
They are pheromone based or synthetic versions of pheromones that are calming.
Okay.
So like for cats, a lot of time cats get stressed out. They will pee outside the litter box. You can bring these in, whether it's they're calming aids. When you see a cat rub its chin on something, that's where the regular pheromones come from. It's very comforting, calming, that life is good, happy type stuff. And that's basically what these pheromone things are trying to replicate.
So last week we talked a little bit about a couple things. One is about the fact that dogs and cats kind of see the world differently than humans do, and the other is that their sense of smell is actually super duper important to that too.
Super duper. Right.
So
yeah.
so we put in the air with a plug-in some sort of a pheromone, and that kind of gives them the message that, okay, this is a safe and happy place. And as Lisa was saying, for cats in particular, they go rub their face on something, and when that releases kind of the pheromones from their face, that's the scent to them that this is a happy place. This is a calm, comfortable place. And so, yes, those pheromones can, in fact, improve how a cat feels because they're
So specifically, this guy's question though is about it. We assume dog peeing
Dog.
in the house. What?
Right. So there is a plug-in for dogs. It's like dog appeasing pheromone DAP is what it's based on. It's another pheromone type thing. I think that's what it is. That can be one thing to help, but that's not going to be your primary means of trying to get a dog to go.
It's got to be
proper
part of the
place.
program.
Yeah,
it can't be the sole solution.
So what's
Correct.
what would you say is the primary solution? Because we only have a text, so we can't ask more questions of this person. Yeah.
Well, we're going to answer that after the break.
We have to wait.
And
I
just,
can't wait 2 minutes.
Patient.
Please.
The
Okay. Thanks.
You just
folks.
said that, didn't you?
Thanks for hanging
I
out.
did. But we'll be back in just one moment on 96.3 News Radio KKOB for some more Duke City Dog Talk. Give us a call at 505-243-3333.
To break down
And we are back with more Duke City Dog Talk.
Yes.
And we are in the middle of a conversation right now before the break. We were talking a little bit about plugins. Someone had sent us a text asking if plugins can help keep a pet from peeing in the house. So we talked about what the plugins are. But, for a dog in particular, that is just one little tool. And there are much bigger tools available to help you deal with a dog that is peeing inappropriately inside the house. So let's talk about that.
What are your first steps, Lindsay? When you get a new dog, you have a new dog and you want to teach your dog where to go and where not to go.
It's all about schedule. My dog, I throw clothes on at 5 in the morning, take my pup out, and he learns that that's the right time. But he's in a crate before that, and dogs don't like peeing in their own space.
They're very tidy animals.
They're tidy animals. If they're peeing in their own space, it's only because there's nothing left for them.
Crate training or otherwise limiting their environment.
Yeah, and even
taking
then,
them out on a schedule.
Once he got over that, I kept him in our bedroom too. So
still a limited environment.
Still a limited environment. We go out first thing in the morning. So a schedule that they know, like you come back from work, they're getting a walk, whatever kind of thing. That I think the schedule's 80% of it. There's other things, of course, but limiting their environment and a schedule is super, I think.
And when they go appropriately outside, praise and treat rewards.
Right.
Yes, they get the positive reward for doing the good thing.
Number one mistake I see when someone brings home a new pet, especially a new dog, is opening up the door, letting them into the house, and then not telling them what their boundaries are.
Yeah.
So if you don't show them that it's your house and that things operate the way that they need to operate for your house, then they're going to see their new environment and they're going to try to make it their house.
Like the couch, the tables, you name it.
You need to provide structure and boundaries and consistency.
Right. So that's super important. Far more important than pheromone treatment. I believe. I've never,
That can be a tool, if you have a new dog, to maybe sort of reduce some of the anxiety, because that's primarily what they do. They reduce anxiety, the plugins, so to the point where maybe they can focus a little better and you can work with them. But you and your dog are going to have to do the heavy lifting on that in terms of providing, again, structure, schedule, consistency, rewards for doing the correct behavior.
And let me also throw out, there are experts at this. There are dog trainers who we've had multiples. The young Julie Hart would be fantastic for that problem. Who's the gentleman?
Oliver.
Oliver's a great obedience trainer, and he really knows his stuff, and super kind spirit. We had Canine Zen on, I've since met her. I think she's coming to visit me on Monday. So at Canine. So anyway, there are great trainers we've had who can really, if you've got a very difficult situation, I'd address it. You do not want to keep letting your dog own your house. Yeah.
No, and the other important thing is if your dog has peed inside the house, you need to do what you can to remove the scent, because dogs have super, super strong sense of smell.
Well, 10,000 times stronger than what humans can smell.
Exactly. So you're going to need to clean up really, really well with an enzymatic cleaner. And again, that'll work a lot. It's not going to take everything away because, again, dogs have super powerful sense of smell. But you can, by keeping a clean place, cleaning up spaces where things have occurred, is going to be a big help for preventing future ones.
Yeah.
Does it help, Lindsay? Does it help to punish your dog when you find a mess? Let's say an hour or 6 hours or a day later.
No, dogs have very short attention spans. They're not. Might be a dog, Jeff, but they have short attention spans. You have to catch them in the act to make it effective, and that's true of almost every bad behavior.
And you don't actually need to be forceful either.
No.
If you just let them know, no, we don't do this here.
And
but
redirect.
you have to do that
Or take
at
them
the
out.
time.
Yeah, I found I've had to say no to my dogs when I've caught them. A swat on the butt, but not a kick them in the teeth kind of thing.
We do not do that
absolutely
here.
not.
Yeah.
We do
Absolutely
not condone that.
Yeah, but
There are some sorts of behaviors that might need a little bit more harsh reinforcement, but potty training is definitely not one of them. In fact, that could be
it's confusing
be
to them. Yeah,
the
That can-
opposite.
That can increase anxiety, and again, that's not what you want to do in this
Right.
situation.
And you have to imagine they're wolves, right? 99% wolves. In the wolf environment, they get dirty looks, growls, and they get nips from for behaving in an unsociable. Like you don't go poop in the den. The mom's gonna structure that, and so
Right.
we have to think like wolves and create these boundaries for our dogs, and it requires direction, not not
Supervision,
again.
direction,
Yeah, or
instruction,
and shaming the
participation.
dogs. I think older dogs, like my older dogs, if they have a mistake, they feel so bad. They look so sheepish. They know. You don't have to add to it.
Absolutely. One of the best bonding experiences you can have with a pet is when they have an accident and you've seen they have an accident and they're looking at you like
Right.
fearfully because they know that they've done something wrong, and you treat them with compassion instead of with anger.
It was like,
And-
Donovan, we'll talk about Donovan later too, but Donovan's later years, when his final couple of months, he would often poop in his sleep. And
yeah,
he would
yeah.
never have done that awake. And so we would make sure we cleaned
Try to-
up without his knowledge.
Yes.
So, because he couldn't help it. He was old and in
Yep.
his sleep. And it's one of those things that kind of happens as they're heading towards the finish line.
I had the same with our black lab Zeke, who lived with us his last couple of years. My brother-in-law's dog, and great dog, but yeah, I'd be carrying him out. He'd start coming, I'd grab him and drag him outside.
yeah,
I'd pick him up and carry him outside as quickly as possible, and he would try to hold it. Then it was
Yeah.
he wasn't trying to do anything
No, yeah,
incorrectly.
yeah.
But
Something,
again,
sometimes as we get older, things just kind of fall out sometimes. Like as we're talking, all these words start falling out.
I hope that's all that's falling out during the show, because otherwise we're in cramped quarters.
Yeah, that's true. That's almost TMI. I don't know.
Yeah.
We have a minute, so let me just hit an event if we can.
Ooh.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it. And you have one too.
We have all sorts of stuff going on.
Yeah, Doggy Dash and Dawdle is a huge event.
Yeah.
Over 700 participants participate
Whose
in that
event
run.
is that? Who does that?
That is the
It's Animal Humane.
Animal Humane. I was just having a brain cramp. Thank you, Lisa, and it's March 15th.
Yes, they've
Canine-
changed it because it used to be in early November, and they've changed it
yeah.
to March.
Well, I
Sorry.
think they think better weather, less wind. I hope. And although so far this
Less cold, more wind for sure.
More wind, yeah.
maybe more wind. It is spring, but March 15th, and it's at the fairground. Not the fairgrounds, the Balloon Fiesta grounds, and we are a sponsor. We'll have a table there. Come say hi. You'll probably get to meet Tex and Kit and Chaco, the three Gilbert dogs, and some of our staff will be there too. It's just it'll be a great event. And last time we went, there's just thousands of dog people. So
Wow, nice.
it's a
Very
nice thing.
very nice.
Are you guys sponsoring this year? No. Have you in the past? Okay.
We've participated in the past, but it was many, many, many years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a big event though, and
Yeah.
everyone loves going.
Yeah. The Animal Humane's has a great mission and really like what they're doing. So what are your events, Lisa and Jeff?
Oh, we have all sorts of stuff going on. So next Saturday, the 28th, at our Cutler store, the current location, we'll be doing St. Patrick's Day photos.
Oh,
Fat Cats will be
nice.
there doing pet photos. That's always a lot of fun. You know, they have lots of props, but, bring your lucky cats and dogs to
Patrick's.
come in. That'll be 12 to 5 on Saturday, February 28th at our Cutler location. And then we'll be doing the same thing the following Saturday, March 7th, over at our golf course location. But then, in the middle of this all,
Which day is St. Patrick's Day?
March 17th.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was in March. Because isn't
Yeah.
it an excuse to drink in the middle of Lent? That's what I always understood.
It's
Well, if you
Why wait?
practice Lent And if you practice by giving up drinking and you're Irish, you might have a pretty serious conflict there because
as a practicing Lentian,
I think I would. I think I would.
I
take
went
a
drinking
pause
last
on the
night.
Lent.
Oh, okay. Well,
So, yeah, it's a because it's whatever you give up something, and
Yeah.
I did not give up drinking because I don't drink that much.
not good
Gotcha.
enough. not
I'm a
painful
lightweight.
enough.
Yeah.
Not painful enough. Yeah, I get it. We're at break time, and we got that in. What else? Do you have another event? Do we want to?
Yes, we actually will be doing a big adoption event and fundraiser for Albuquerque Animal Welfare, and
good.
that requires a little more explanation. So we probably ought to take a break right now.
Let's
take a
do it.
break.
Let's do it. And
Yeah.
we come back. We also have best, quietest dogs.
Yes.
So how about that for a good topic?
We'll talk about that when we come back here on Duke City Dog Talk, 96.3 News Radio KKOB. Give us a call at 505-243-3333 if you have any burning questions, because we have exactly one segment left. One segment left, and we have to insult Jeff, too, at the same time.
Okay.
But
All
we'll
right.
practice. We'll hear from you in just a few. All right, we're back on Duke City Dog Talk 96.3 News
Last
Radio.
segment.
This is our last segment that we'll be doing on KKOB, but Duke City Dog Talk will continue on in a podcast form. And be sure you check out DukeCityDogTalk.com. Eventually, there will be a website there really soon, and you'll find out what we're up to and where you can listen to us. But we have someone on the line with a call for us. Rudy. Hello, Rudy. You have a question, a dog and cat question.
I do. Is Lindsay there too?
Lindsay is here.
Is this my buddy Rudy Ortega? Oh, my barber, the best barber in the world. Manal grad. Oh, Rudy, this is great to hear your voice.
I know you guys aren't psychiatrists or anything like that, but
Oh, we
I
are.
have a question. I don't have a dog. I don't want a dog. I don't have a cat. I don't want a cat.
What?
What's wrong with me?
What is wrong
What's
with you?
That's the question, Rudy. Maybe you're just so secure that you don't need a pet. Or all your crazy customers could also be considered pets. Some of them are very needy. I know that.
I just heard there was a last segment there for a while, so I thought I'd call and give you a bad time.
Rudy, it's so good to hear your voice. Rudy has a joke. Rudy is the classic old school barber. Has 3 or 4 jokes and 3 or 4 wise sayings. He's even older than me, if you can believe it. And
Wow.
A class of 1961 or 2, Rudy. 60 from Manal School from northern New Mexico. Done good in his life and is a great man. So thanks for calling, Rudy. It's a real joy to hear your voice.
If you do the math, I'm 84.
Oh,
85.
yeah. Now we're talking. Still the best barber in town. He only does it by appointment.
Rudy.
Yeah. Thanks, Rudy.
Thanks. All right, where were we? We were talking about. Oh,
That was a good question.
that was a good question.
Quiet dogs. Well,
Quiet dogs.
I'm going to do this list quickly, because we have to give Jeff a hard time here at the end.
Yeah.
But what
the
are
whole
the
point.
quietest dogs? There are dogs that don't bark much, and it's a little bit breed specific. Certainly the Basenji
Definitely
is
the
top of the
Basenji.
list, and you had one, right?
Well, Donovan, we did DNA test on him, and this was many years ago that we had him, and he had a little bit of a Basenji, and he was pure mix. He was a black and tan, and he looked like he was a Roddy Shepherd mix, and that is not what he was. But he did have a little Basenji, and we had him for 2 years, and he barked all of 4 times.
Yeah. They tend to make other noises. Basenjis do, but they're not barkers at all. The next on my list was Great Danes.
Uh-huh.
Now, my grandpa had a Great Dane named Minnie, and we'd go drive into the house, and it was 150 feet from the garage where we parked to the house, and he would bark at us the whole time. Whoo! Whoo! And as a 5-year-old, the dog outweighs us outside. It was intimidating, but overall, except for protecting the house, he was a pretty quiet dog.
Yeah, they're not typically talkative.
So it's Bernese Mountain Dogs are also fairly quiet, not big barkers. Some of the doodles I've noticed, the
Toy poodles,
Bernedoodles we have lots of Bernedoodles at K9. They're a little more, but they still have some of the kind of sit and watch quality that comes with shepherds. They tend to be sit and watch kind of dogs. I can tell you what kind of dogs not to get if you want quiet. Don't get a hound. Our loudest dogs by a lot are hounds, basset hounds, beagles are kind of in that category. Any dog that's part of their act when they're hunting is to sound off.
A lot of small dogs.
I was gonna say a lot of small dogs.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then because small dogs have the small dog syndrome.
Look at me, look at me.
Yeah, right. I get ignored otherwise. Newfoundlands are also kind of in that category, not being big. St. Bernards, Newfoundlands are similar dogs.
They make up
quieter.
for it in slobber, but yeah,
They
they are
do.
quiet. But they're actually really good family dogs.
Great family dog, and especially for those, believe it or not, who don't like walking their dogs every day or don't have a lot, big energy. St. Bernards need 20 minutes exercise a day, and they're happy. Unlike my French Brittany's, they're out 3 hours a
Let's
day.
run, Dad.
Yeah, greyhounds are pretty quiet. I've not
Very polite. They're
Yeah,
they're very
absolutely.
polite
the
dogs.
polite dogs, and of course the famous Shiba Inus are kind of cool dogs.
Oh yes, very cat-like.
Right.
Yeah,
The
they clean their
closest thing to a
faces
cat.
like- yeah.
Closest thing to a cat that is a dog, and then I had on my list was Cavalier King Charles. That's not been my experience. They're the smaller kind of barky dogs, but I don't. You guys have a
Have you ever heard of people trying to debark a dog?
No.
Oh, it's
There
horrid.
are people who have done that.
It's
But yeah,
horrid.
it's pretty horrid.
Oh, is it
it's
taking their vocal?
ineffective.
Yeah.
It's chopping the vocal cords, and it doesn't actually silence them. They will continue to bark. They just won't make the same noise. It'll
Yeah,
make a
dude.
weird squeaky noise instead.
With all
It's
the
barbaric,
tools we have,
and it's
No
ineffective.
reason to ever
Do not
do that.
why not? I hire Julie. I hire Oliver, and I bet in 2 sessions he has that dog doing it right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's silly. Irish setters, supposedly.
I haven't
Irish.
seen one of those in ages. Back in the 70s, they were
They
the,
were
the
the
rage.
dog.
Yeah.
Oh wow, we're getting close to the end, and I'm gonna. We have 1 minute left, so I'm gonna stop.
we're gonna
there.
cry, and
We're gonna cry, folks.
You don't
those of
even
you-
get to comment on my red hair, do you?
No. So
There's not enough time for that.
if you watch us on YouTube, you'll notice that Jeff is redder than before, and we will follow that up when on our podcast. He's putting his hat on, but it has been a joy to be on KKOB.
Still a red hat.
Jerry, we are going to miss the hell out of you.
Yeah,
we
we'll
have
see.
Right
loved
back at
having
you.
you
Gonna
as our
miss you guys.
producer.
Right,
And
the KKOB's treated us super well, and this has been so much fun and great service to Albuquerque. We hope to share our love of dogs and make us all better at it.
yes, we hope you'll follow us.
DukeCityDogTalk.com.
Yes, hope you follow us.
Keep with us, and we will have ways for you to interact with us and things like that. So,
All right, thanks. And thanks so much for joining us on Duke City Dog Talk. We'd love to be in here on 96.3 News Radio KKOB. We'll see you soon.